All right, July the 11th at the Garden. It's Taylor versus Serrano 3. It's on Netflix. We cannot wait. Katie Taylor, how are you feeling about this?
Yeah, I'm doing very, very well, thanks. I'm feeling good. 4 weeks to go until fight night, so I'm just ready to go at this stage.
People will have seen on your Instagram yesterday, it said 20 years in the making, July 12th, 2025. Tell us, Katie, it is July 12th now. What is going on?
I'm actually sworn to secrecy about that. I can't say, but it's not really that exciting as you may think. So it might be a bit.
Can I ask, where are we speaking to you from? Are you still in Connecticut? Have you moved up to New York for press, or what's the story?
Yeah, I'm still here in Connecticut, so just in the middle of training camp right now, in the ticket training. So it's been a tough few weeks.
Connecticut's obviously home for you at the moment. We would have got a good insight to life there when Ross Whitaker made his documentary about you over there. Is the way of life that you live over there pretty much exactly the same as that documentary depicted? A very, almost like a monastic existence, totally dedicated towards your craft?
Yeah, I'd say so. I mean, I'm especially in this just a few weeks before the fight. I'm very much laser focused. You have to be this way before these big battles, and I don't think about too much other than the actual fight. I'm waking up every day. I'm putting the work in. I'm coming back and resting. That's just the lifestyle of every fighter before these big fights. So, especially in this phase before the fight, I live a very, very boring life, just very focused on the actual fight night.
The quote unquote boring life. I get the sense you really enjoy that.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah, it's not boring for me.
Yeah.
I'm for these big nights, and I'm making history. And but when people say you're living a dream, living a dream it can actually be very, very monotonous. You're waking up every day, you're doing the same things. You're just preparing for these big fights, and just being consistent day after day.
How quickly do you get back into that consistency after November last year in Texas?
I always have obviously a week or so off after the fight, but a few days off at least. After the few days go by, I always get back to the gym and just stay on top of things.
Yeah. So did you spend much time in Ireland after Dallas?
Yeah, I spent obviously Christmas at home and the New Year, and as I always do. So I spent a few weeks at home over the Christmas and New Year, and that's always obviously always a refreshing time just being with family.
And then it's this 7-month build-up from that point into July the 11th at Madison Square Garden. What are you doing when you're not thinking about boxing or when you're not in the gym?
I have a very good life here. I've got great friends around me, great people around me, and I guess just enjoy life with them as well. But I'm always in the gym working on something. I'm always staying, like I said, staying on top of things. And the fight isn't one in the 8 to 10 weeks of training camp. The fight is one because of what you do 365 days of the year. You're always in the gym. You're always working on something. And I think 7 months out, that phase of training is just as important as 4 weeks out from the fight. So I'm always, throughout my whole career, always in the gym.
When we spoke to your coach, Ross, after the fight last November, one of the questions I asked him was, did you rewatch the fight with the Netflix commentary on, or did you watch it muted? What way did you watch it?
I watched it with both.
Okay.
With it on and with it off, and I actually just rewatched the fight actually a few weeks back, with the commentary off. And if you watch it with the commentary off, it's actually a very clear win for me. I have to say, it's I think it's the commentary. It's the commentary that actually makes the fight controversial. But if you watch it with the fight with the commentary off, it's actually a wider victory than actually the first fight.
Obviously, I agree with you, and I think most of our listeners here would totally agree with your assessment of it. There is an interesting question to be made, though, about this being the most viewed women's sporting event in the history of the planet, and the amount of people who are coming to boxing for the first time having their opinions skewed by people who aren't boxing experts, which was very much the Netflix commentary that time.
Yeah, I mean that's the unfortunate part about it, but I don't really care because I'm sitting here 2-0 against Amanda Serrano. So regardless of what people are, I'm still sitting here as the victor of those fights. So it doesn't really matter in the bigger scheme of things. People are always going to remember the results of fight night, not the commentary or anything like that. So I'm still sitting here very, very satisfied that I'm sitting here undefeated against Serrano.
One of the most egregious things that was said that night was Rosie Perez saying that there's going to be an asterisk on Katie Taylor's legacy. And then they used that line in the trailer this week. So obviously that One-Eyed commentary is being used to sell the next fight.
Yeah, well, it's all about the promotion side of things as well. Yeah, that stuff doesn't bother me at all. I'm just preparing for the actual fight at this stage, and I'm preparing to be in the best position I can be on fight night to win the fight a bit easier than the last few times. And so it doesn't really matter to me what's been said, or those things can't penetrate me. I'm just focused on the actual fight night.
And listen, if it sells a few more subscriptions for the fight, hopefully you're getting rich off these people talking crap about you as well. This is how it works, right?
Yeah, but unfortunately, I don't get any money from their subscriptions. But but if that was the case, I'd be doing a lot more media.
Yeah. The next contract, it might beef up the next contract for you,
Yeah.
maybe. Can I ask you, Katie, we've seen that you've been working with your dad a little bit as well this year. What's that been like?
Oh, it's been amazing. I think anytime my dad visits me or I visit him, it's hard for us not to hit the gym. I'd be in the position I'm in today if it wasn't from my dad, obviously, throughout all those years. He's a phenomenal coach, and I always love his input as well. Even on the phone to him throughout the years, I always love hearing his perspective. And I love that's where myself and my dad really bond as well, just in the gym, just training together. It's a very, very special time for the two of us.
That must be really important as well, because as I asked earlier on, I often wonder, how do you keep the mind fresh? What do you do outside of boxing? And maybe having, your dad there with you, which maybe you haven't always had during your professional career, that just adds a different sense of energy to your warm-up to this fight, I'd imagine.
Yeah, definitely. I think two minds are always better than one anyway. And so it's hear to somebody else's perspective on things, and to hear somebody else's input. And actually himself and Ross are actually on the same page with everything really, which is very, very which is great for me as well. So it's very reassuring. And just being in the gym with my dad and getting those few sessions in has been very, very beneficial.
Is he going to be in your corner at Madison Square Garden?
I don't know, actually. I'm not too sure about that part, but just having a chance to train with him over the last few months, and even just being on the phone to him over the last few years, he's been a part of my professional career more than people realise. So, yeah.
Just one last thing. This comes up quite a bit. Well, for every time you fought Amanda Serrano, it's like you can copy and paste her quotes to every single build-up. And once again, she spoke about the lack of a 12-round, 3-minute round bout for Taylor Serrano 3. What's your rebuttal to that whenever she says that? Because again, it is her, I don't want to call it trash talk, but it certainly seems to be her mental mind game go-to before every fight that you guys have.
Yeah, I think there's been a lot of complaining and whining from the other team. Where if it's not about the headbutts, it's about streaming around. If it's not about that. It's about the decisions of the fights and stuff like that. But I'm sitting here 2-0 against Serrano, and she needs this fight a lot more than I do. And so I think it was out of a matter of principle that I didn't go for the streaming around fights. Streaming around, really. I don't mind the streaming around. I think I'd beat her in a 12 streaming around fight as well. But she doesn't get what she wants. She's not entitled. She's not in a position to dictate the terms of a fight, because I'm the champion here. She's not. And so I think it was just out of a matter of principle, really, that we said no to that.
July the 11th, Madison Square Garden, Taylor versus Serrano 3. It's going to be amazing, Katie. Very best of luck over the next month.
Thank you so much. See you soon.